Just a couple of minutes.
Okay, sir, your screen not shared, sir. Come in present now, sir.
Yeah, 1 minute. I have some issue here. Let me first take out my slide. There you go. My slide is my slide.
Okay, sir, it's coming now. Coming. No, sir, it's coming.
So can you see my slide?
No, sir. We can able to hear them. Yeah, we can able to view your all the desktops, so like Chrome.
Okay. Can you see my slide? PPT slide?
No, sir. Not able to see, sir. Just we are able to view your browser only, sir.
Okay.
You can, sir. You can minimize your browser and you come in presentation. You've been directly came into desktop.
Okay. 1 minute.
Sir?
The 1 minute. And just
okay, sir. Okay.
Is it visible now?
No, sir. You click you're not clicked. You just you have shown your mouse in health and there's a PPT in the taskbar. You click it, sir. You just click it will open.
I have clicked that. Now the slide is open here. I want to make sure whether this same slide is visible to everyone. Health and safety at workplace.
Anyone, the participants, the slide can view by anyone. The slide can view by anyone. No, sir.
No. Okay.
Present window capture screen రెండు ఆప్షన్స్ ఉంచున్నాను నేను window capture ఇచ్చి people start to PPT వచ్చాను
అదేనా చెప్పిన అర్థంతో సార్ మొహమ్మద్ సార్
1 minute.
ఓకే సార్ ఇన్ ప్రెసెంట్ నౌ సార్ मोहम्मद सरकार
Sir, is it visible now?
Okay, sir. Visible, sir. Sir, visible, sir.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. It's okay, no problem.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
very much for introducing me. Let me go straight to the topic. Hope am I audible to everyone?
Audible, sir. Audible.
Okay. So at this time, this presentation is very important one for every individual. Nevertheless, from child to the elders, whomever it may be, all might have come across a word called COVID or Corona, because when it comes health and safety, it's a priority. It's a prime thing, and it's a basic thing that all have to follow the safety rules. Earlier, it has got a long history. Earlier, we all have spoken this health and safety. We could remember our elders used to say this: be careful. Even when we are entering home, lot of instructions will be given for the safety measures. But it all used to go in our subconscious mind. But in our conscious mind, it will be always something else. But somehow it has become a mechanism in our life that we have to follow this health and safety rules and regulation or whatever instructions had been given to us. But in today's scenario, say for past 15 years, slowly, hope everyone will agree this, it is vanishing. There is no one to tell about the safety measures. Whereas in European countries and other Western countries, it has become very mandatory. Not only in those high uh, uh, sensitive areas, even in the school levels and or other organization, health and safety plays a greater role. There are reasons for that. Few accidents have taken place, like leaving a child in the school bus, not attending the child, say it was a weekend, and the following day the child was no more. Not only this, there are many incidents are happening, say more than those industries. If we take school level, there are many injuries are happening, say minor injuries or major injuries, whatever it is, but the numbers are increasing. So it is a right time, not only for those reasons, even this virus has taught us why we have to stay healthy, safe and healthy. Yes, of course, when it comes academics or whatever it is, comparing to health and safety, every parent or every well-wisher will say that health and safety first and rest the next. So health and safety is very, very important in everyone's life. And now I am very sure that even schools and colleges will make sure that health and safety plays a greater role. Of course, it has become a mandatory now. So I thank everyone for watching this presentation. For next say 45 minutes, I'm going to walk through this health and safety. I'm not going to go through it deeply. So there are many aspects and many things are there there in this health and safety, because there are many work hazards are there. So we are not going to take us everything, but what is important and how it has to be started, that we have to do it. So I'm going to talk main features of health and safety and why we have to make the difference in health and safety. So why health and safety? Uh, Before I go to the scope about this presentation, let us just remind ourselves that why we are doing this. There are some headlines which says, it's very regular in many newspapers, but we don't see all those things. But the stat says that every week on average, one person dies at work, 15 people die from work related diseases or occupational ill health. Whichever we are look into that, which cause the economy also. And this is really a serious problem, and very importantly, we don't follow to maintain records of safety issues. This is very, very important. As I said, in other countries like Western countries, this is very important, including near miss, incident, and accident. A perfect record has to be maintained for the inspections. See, it's not for blaming anyone. It's a main goal is to set a benchmark, how it has been reduced from the previous years. See, life matters a lot. Life matters a lot because, see, for this reason, life matters a lot. See, a person is important for family. For example, a child might be a only child for the parent. When we take a adult person, he could be a only breadwinner for the family. So if anything goes wrong, the pain is not going to stop with that person. That will affect the whole family, and not only the family, for the company also. When it comes company, very simple. I can say that a replacement has to be done. Work loss, time loss. Then, if it's a major thing, that will go outside the campus, media, the fame. So when it comes event, I mean when we see that eventual point, we lose as many things. But the basic point is the safety measure. So those stats numbers are really emphasizing to take uttermost care on health and safety. So the numbers could be just in the newspapers. For others, we just read and go. But the stats are all uh, something says that we have to be very cautious when it comes health and safety. So what we really need is new way of thinking about health and safety. This is where we are looking after each other. Looking after each other becomes very rare in current scenario. This is about making sure people are returned from work and healthy and safe state. This is not about, again, I'm saying this is not about complying every letter of the law or rule which has been framed in the organization. This is about making sure our basic proposition is cemented in all working areas. And that is what everyone focus to do it. To make a real difference, we need to change our attitude. It starts with your attitude and behavior. We can't say that if any incident happens, I didn't see, I didn't know. We can't say that, because you are responsible and every individual is responsible. It is what I said, taking care of each other. When we are not reporting the incident, that might happen again and again. So when we report those incidents, some plan will be done, some control measures will be taken, and the same can be informed to others so that others will be safe. So that's very important. To make real difference, we need to change our attitude towards health and safety. That's very important. You should feel it's good for business also, good for productivity, it's good for staff engagement, it's good for a reputation with your customers, suppliers. Good health and safety is good business, and that's the attitude we want to get across. So hope you all aware of this international labor organization. I can't show all those records in this, but I request everyone, whenever you are free, just go across this international labor organization website, and you will know exactly what is health and safety. And here are few. It has, as I said, it has not started. The history has health and safety history has not started just sometime before, say because of this virus or whatever it is. Way back it has been started with those historians. They, whenever they have found their products, they were very sure that safety measures have also been followed in those things. For example, good diet and exercise, rest. These are the two things. Good this rest and good diet plays a greater role. When a person is having sorry, good rest and a good diet, most of the problems will be solved mentally and physically. So these are the two things which are very important in everyone's life. Even exercise comes after. Good diet and proper rest gives a man, a very healthy lifestyle. That's very, very important. And here I want to show one video about a father of nation of health and safety. So kindly just see this video.
Welcome to ISTA's HSE. Today in this video we are going to see the important persons in the field of HSE, who are all referred to as Father of Health and Safety in the past history. Do you ever thought how the modern health and safety department evolved? Then watch our all videos until the end to enhance your knowledge in HSE. And if you like our videos, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Mr. Herbert William Heinrich, called the Father of Health and Safety, was an American industrial safety pioneer from the 1930s. He was born in Bennington, Vermont, October 6, 1886. He was an assistant superintendent of the Engineering and Inspection Division of Travelers Insurance Company and wanted to reduce the number of serious industrial accidents. When he published his book Industrial Accident Prevention, a scientific approach in 1931. One empirical finding from his 1931 book became known as Heinrich's Law, also known as the accident triangle, or Bird's triangle, is a theory of industrial accident prevention. He commenced a study of more than 75,000 accident reports from the insurance company's files, as well as records held by individual industry sites. From this data, he proposed a relationship of 1 major injury accidents to 29 minor injury accidents to 300 no injury accidents. He drew the conclusion that, by reducing the number of minor accidents, industrial companies would see a correlating fall in the number of major accidents. Heinrich came to this conclusion after reviewing thousands of accident reports completed by supervisors, who generally blamed workers for causing accidents without conducting detailed investigations into the root causes. While Heinrich figured that 88% of workplace accidents and illnesses are caused by man failure is perhaps his most oft-cited conclusion. His book actually encouraged employers to control hazards, not merely focus on worker behaviors. No matter how strongly the statistical records emphasize personal faults or how imperatively the need for educational activities show, no safety procedure is complete or satisfactory that does not provide for the correction or elimination of physical hazards. Heinrich wrote in his book, emphasizing this aspect of workplace safety. Heinrich devoted 100 pages of his work to the subject of machine guarding. His research is criticized by some, such as Bruce Main and William Edwards Gimme, for being outdated and unscientific. Main thing that Heinrich's law should be replaced by a model that emphasizes safety in design, compared to the former's emphasis on behavior. The relationship is often shown pictorially in the form of a triangle or pyramid. The triangle was widely used in industrial health and safety programs over the following 80 years and was described as the cornerstone of health and safety philosophy. Heinrich's theory also suggested that 88% of all accidents were caused by a human decision to carry out an unsafe act. It is often shown pictorially as a triangle or pyramid and has been described as the cornerstone of 20th century workplace health and safety philosophy. The triangle was first proposed by Herbert William Heinrich in 1931 and has since been updated and expanded upon by other writers, notably Frankie Bird. The theory was developed further by Frankie Bird in 1966 based on the analysis of 1.7 million accident reports from almost 300 companies. He produced an amended triangle that showed the relationship of 1 serious injury accident to 10 minor injuries, first aid only accidents to 30 damage-causing accidents to 600 near misses. Bird showed a relationship between the number of reported near misses and the number of major accidents and claimed that the majority of accidents could be predicted and prevented by an appropriate intervention. The numbers used by Bird were confirmed by a 1974 study by Eddie Swain entitled The Human Element in Systems Safety. The theory was later expanded upon by Bird and Germain in 1985's Practical Loss Control Leadership. Heinrich's original files have since been lost, so his accident figures cannot be proven in recent times. Welcome to ISTA's.
So, what are we all working towards? So when it comes health and safety, their adjustment or their own thinking on is not going to work. The significant part is a reduction in serious injuries, illness, and death from work. So we have to target the risks, working together, working smarter, and working safer. However, it's going to get that well. Number of things we have to focus. It should be taken in the system. We need to focus on more serious harms. Risk is everywhere from the start to the death. Hope you all will agree this. We need to be focusing on those which are serious and of that spectrum. That culture has to be formed. That's a very important culture, has to be framed, and it should be cultivated from the followers and to the everyone. Why is it important to manage safely? Just for a moment, think about a serious accident happening in your organization. One serious accident is happening in your organization. What would it mean to you and your organization? Anything is happening in your organization, and what is going to be for you and your organization? Now, if you sit and think about this, the injured workers, their personal costs, pain and suffering, and the effect on their colleagues, friends, and families. As I said in the earlier, that person could be a only child or a only breadwinner for the family. If it's shown that the accident happened because of a failure to manage health and safety risk in the organization, the regulator, here comes the regulator, may take action which in return may lead to prosecution, fines, and imprisonment. My dear friends, I want to repeat this sentence again. The regulator may take action which in return may lead to prosecutions, fines, and imprisonment. And there may also be a personal injury claim for the injured person. Maybe that doesn't alarm you too much. That company could be a very, big shot company, and economical condition is not that much bad. But when we see the other aspect, what would be the replacement of labor, accident investigation, fees charged by the regulator? There are so many greater things of cost of fines and worker compensation. And what happens when the local or a news channel hold up the story about the accident? The large multinational companies that recently placed an order with your organization, definitely they are going to think about this. Yes, of course. What will other potential customers, clients, employees, contractors, and the local and national community think about your organization? Your organization, see, imagine that your organization is a very famous one all around, known by everyone. But one incident happens, and that incident is a very major incident. All these things will go down. You will probably find your loss of reputation will cost a lot more than those fines. This is very important point. Where it started, just one incident or accident can create a hell of anyone's life. So that's very important, gentlemen. So that's the reason, we have to concentrate more on this health and safety part. So next we will go inside to the scope for this session. Gentlemen, I'm not going to take too much time. Hope you all are aware about this health and safety, and so far you could have understand the importance of health and safety. So in this session, I'm going to focus on this: what is health and safety, causes of accidents and illness, who is responsible, organizing for health and safety programs to be conducted in organizations, preventing accidents and protecting health, investigation about the incidents or accidents, and a monthly inspection. And the very first thing is why the definition of workplace health and safety well-being. Gentlemen, it's not just merely absence of disease or disability. a complete state of mental, physical, and social well-being at work. Not only at work, from home to your working area, wherever, whatever affects, so that will demolish your mental or physical health. So it's not merely just absence of disease or disability. Even if you are a fit person, for a moment, if any mental stress go in, that could affect. Now, for example, that same mental stress is happening day by, I mean, every day at one stage, that leads to a disease. And the next one is, what is health and safety? This is very important definition. Occupational health and safety refers the program. The program is nothing but your policies, plans, all those things. And based on that, those guidelines, those rules and regulations, and the procedures, action, putting all those things in action. So your policies or plans frame policies and plans which frame the guidelines, and altogether are put it in actions that protects the safety, welfare, and health of any person engaged in work. So we all aware that whatever we do, we start with a plan. When we start with the plan, they say that most of the work is done. The same thing here. As I said earlier, health and safety stays in subconscious mind. It has to be brought up in front and shown everywhere that health and safety plays a greater role among all other things. So when health and safety procedures are followed, they can help to prevent accident. When those accidents or ill health are not happening, your employees will be regular to the organization. When they are regular to the organization, the work will go on. When the work is going on well, and the productivity will come out well. So it relates everywhere, not only to the family, even for the company. It's mandatory that health and safety plays a greater role, and all have to think that how this near miss to accidents could be avoided. And the next is, health and safety is important. Why? It not only protects the state of safety, it is for employers. Yes, of course. Employers have given a big area for you people. And somewhere, not somewhere, in many areas, they may not sure about the safety measures. If employees and students bring all those things to his knowledge or her knowledge, things will be rectified. If all these things are rectified, all will feel safe in the working area, including the visitors and stakeholders. Because as long, as I said in the previous definition, as long the work is moving smoothly, the productivity will keep on improving. So in that way, visitors or stakeholders will feel safe that contribution towards the organization is always going to be safe. So looking after health and safety makes a good sense all the ways it going to make a good sense. Which who neglects health and safety may lose everything. Employers fame or whatever it is, employees job, students assurity in the college, visitors or stakeholders, everything will be lost. And the next is, before we go for a major part, a few important things you have to know. Very important things. So first, let me say what is risk. Then I will go to hazard. So then it will be easy. Risk is part of everyone's life. We can't deny. Everyone at every place there is risk. We can't deny that. Those are all challenges. We can say as challenges. How we are overcoming those challenges is a big thing. I want to tell you one thing over here. It's a very important thing. It's a basic thing. Maybe many people might have known this, but I will just tell you this. Going to a worshipping place by a cycle, you are parked the cycle outside and went inside, and the worshipping area is very crowded, and you have gone to the mid of the area, and you remember that you have not locked your cycle. You have not locked your cycle, and you have gone inside with other wishes to ask God, but everything vanished, and you are asking God, please God save my cycle, I have forgotten to lock my cycle. How safe they can progress their life. In the same way, in everybody's life there is a risk, and how you are going to overcome those risks or those challenges. We can't avoid risks, but we can put things in place to manage them effectively. We can't avoid risk. The risk could be small risk or a medium risk or a high risk. But how we are going to manage and how we are going to control those risks matters a lot. So it's very in many things we can see. Now, when we are driving a car, we have asked to put a seat belt. There is a reason for that. When we are riding a bike, we have asked to put a helmet. There is a reason for that. And in many things, I'm just in respective areas, they have, when we play any game, there are protective equipments we have to use. Yes, of course, when you are entering to the kitchen, we must be sure that how it has been organized, because you could see many fire accidents are happening, not only in the companies, even at home fire accidents are happening. It's all unaware of those safety measures, not sure what safety measures have been taken, and just blindly working your duty, and you are not sure how to overcome that also. So in that way, you are in a high risk area. High risk area. Hope you understand this. Risk is nothing but it's expose, and I expose someone or something valued to danger, harm, or loss. Gentlemen, one more thing I'm telling you: risk is a combination of likelihood and consequence. Risk is a combination of likelihood and consequence, because likelihood are chances. When there are chances, and due to those chances some consequences happening, is of mix of that. So hazard is anything that has the potential to cause harm. Our even our dress has some kind of hazard. If you are not sure about that, our wearing sandals or slippers, every non-living thing is also having kind of a hazard, and every living thing is also having a hazard. So that potential which will cause harm is hazard. And in put it in a simple terms, a hazard is anything that has the potential to cause harm, and this could be something specialized as a piece of complicated machinery, or as commonplace as a hot drink. So these are the two important terms we have to know in health and safety part, because when we know this, we can progress to the next thing, that is very important chapter, that is risk assessment. Okay, that we will see later. Now, this hazards generally fall into six broad groups, and these are the important areas where hazards will be falling up: mechanical, physical, chemical, biological, environmental, and organizational. So mostly we will fall in this organizational, since you are working in an admin area. So this is very important that it falls in the organizational area. So so when we take this organizational area, so these are the important things to see. Fatigue, your tiredness. There are many reasons. This fatigue, dehydration, and stress. These are the three things which could happen due to your lifestyle. Due to your lifestyle, if your sleep is not proper, if your intake is not proper, you can automatically fall in these things. Yes, of course. When this lifestyle is not working out proper, your plan which you have made for your working area will get affected. It all connected, interlocked. It starts with your lifestyle. If your lifestyle is not proper, your work plan will also won't work. When these things are not happening, automatically you will fall in these three things. Poor lighting. You have to, when you are working, we say, many people, that when you are reading or when you are working, a proper light has to be there. A proper light should be given. Hazard materials, there are many hazard materials from pin to the major printers cartridge. Everywhere there are hazard materials. Acts of workplace violence, behavior and attitude. Behavior and attitude is very important here. So this could be changed with a proper training. And trips and falls, it could be due to floor, uneven floor. Wires could have been arranged across the walking area. Your footwear could be not proper, or say it's a very slippery area. So there are many reasons to take out for the control measures. And last is a very important, that is ergonomic. This ergonomic is quite common not only in the working area, even at home. So for that, I have one video. I will show that video. Just see this video, you will know.
Here's your desk, your chair, monitor, keyboard, mouse, phone, a plant. Sure. Problem is, your desk isn't really built for you. It's for anyone. Spending 8 hours a day reaching, slouching, or craning can lead to pain. At least that's what John Sinkay from the Hospital for Special Surgery says.
I do say that every day.
So he's here to, well, he can tell you.
I'm here to show you how to set up your desk ergonomically so you can avoid pain later on in life. Step 1, adjust your chair. The average desk height is 29 to 30 inches tall. For some, this could be too tall or too short. That's where your chair comes in. First thing you want to do is adjust the height. When you do, make sure your elbows are bent to 90 degrees. So if a person's feet are not touching the floor, this could become an issue. So we're going to give her a footstool. If you don't have access to a footrest, we recommend using a ream of paper. Step 2 is adjust your monitor. The tip is to have the monitor close enough, about arm's length, so you're able to read without having to strain your eyes or to bend forward and adjust your posture. So what you want to do is raise the monitor up till the top of the screen is eye level. If your monitor is not adjustable in height, use your reams of paper. Much better. If you work from 2 monitors, consider how you use them. If you have a primary monitor, you want that directly in front of you. If you use both monitors equally, you want them lined up so you are in the middle of the 2. For a laptop, you want to use a kickstand to raise the screen up to the proper height. Then you can attach an external keyboard and mouse to it. Step number 3 is to mind your mouse and your keyboard. Where your hands end up is where your keyboard should be. Your mouse should end up right next to your keyboard. You want to move from your elbow instead of your shoulder to prevent overuse or strain or pain. The key is not to reach for your tools. Step 4 is to position your phone. You want to put the phone on your non-writing side so you don't have to cradle it to your shoulder. This could eventually lead to neck pain. If you're on the phone a good portion of your day, you want to consider using a headset. That way your hands are free to write down anything or to type on the computer. Step 5, move. After 10-15 minutes, we all begin to slouch in our chairs. So here are some basic exercises you can do while sitting in your chair. First exercise is a chin tuck. Second exercise is for your upper traps. You're going to do a basic stretch. You bend your head to one side and then gently pull for a little more oomph. Third exercise is called a scapular retraction. You basically are going to squeeze your shoulders back. The fourth exercise is for your lower back. This is what we call pelvic tilt. Most important thing you want to do is get up out of your chair every hour. Get up and walk. Get something to eat. Get something to drink. Just get up.
John, are we done?
Yeah, we're good.
Great.
So hope you understood the importance of ergonomics. So it's not necessary that you have to have that kind of chair. See, it's your requirement. It's your requirement. You can ask the employer to provide the facilities which is safe for your health. It's very important. So a mechanical hazard, as you all know, it's created by the power operation of apparatus or tools. So it's it's a contact or entanglement with a machinery or a equipment, crushing between a moving part of a machinery, being struck by ejected parts. Physical hazard, it's all about tripping, slipping, falling from a height, and being struck by a falling object. So these are the few things I'm telling you what could happen in because when we take what the hazards will fall in these categories. So when it comes chemical hazard, it's absorption through the skin, particularly what we can say is used directly in work activities. For example, adhesive, paint, cleaning materials generated during work activities. For example, fumes from soldering and welding. So when we are coming across these things, absorption through skin could happen, ingestion through the mouth could happen, inhalation to the lungs could happen. So in a college, a chemical a laboratory, a lab technician is very sure what are those hazard substance. He should have a hazard substance register, personal protective equipment register. So based on these things, he should do a risk assessment for every experiment. A risk assessment has to be done. And biological hazards, pathogenic bacteria, which right now we are coming across this viruses, fungi, parasites. So and even sometimes working with animals, working with people who might be infectious, handling waste materials. Yeah, this is quite common everywhere. Handling waste materials, working in an environment or with equipment that could be contaminated, even through contaminated in many areas, in few classrooms, few left outs will be left for a longer time. And when a first person for the next day enters the classroom, and that bad smell could affect his health. So that's a kind of biological hazards, which is through microorganism. And environmental hazard, yes, there are many. Noise, poor lighting, unreasonable temperatures, and very importantly, dust particles. This could be for environmental hazards. And organizational hazards, as I shown in the video. There are many things. The one I have taken for ergonomics, but temporal aspects of work, example, shift work, work content, interpersonal issues within a team, kind of politics happening inside. That's quite common, but hope many areas this is not happening. Interpersonal issues with supervisors, organizational structures. So these are for our organizational hazards. And three important causes of accidents, as I told you before: I didn't see, I didn't think, I didn't know. So the last one, I didn't know. If we correct that option to say that I know, other two things could be corrected.